From a woman using past allegations to secure sole custody.
There was a physical assault in his vehicle. I was choked and I ended up going to the hospital, which I have medical records and a police report.
To a father losing rights after failing to appear in court.
Now, are you requesting that I order that judgment against Mr. Patterson? And are you requesting that I order $68?
Yes.
These cases expose the harsh realities of family court, starting with this custody case between Mr. Jenkins and Ms. Cloud. Here's a father seeking fair visitation rights with his son, but he's met with strict requirements and allegations of assault. Let's see how the judge handles this.
Are you Mr. Jenkins, sir? Because you're left.
Yes.
Are you parked?
Yes.
Okay. Do both of y'all swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're here on a suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. We have an agreement on all of the terms, I believe, so I'll go ahead and read those agreements into the record. The parents agree to be appointed as joint managing conservators, with Ms. Cloud designating the child's primary residence in Dallas and contiguous counties. They're in agreement to a modified visitation schedule since the child's 3 months old. And they've agreed to the father having visitation every other Friday every other Friday starting 8 p.m. through Sunday at 8 p.m. at his house. The mother's agreed to that schedule and will meet the father's wife before they proceed with the visitation. Currently, the child is receiving insurance from the state through Medicaid. However, Mr. Jenkins will enroll the child on his insurance through his employer, and it will cost him $250 per month. The father earns $5,357.03 per month gross, and he's agreed to pay child support of $676 each month beginning June 1st, 2025. There was a family violence incident between the parents when the mother was 8 weeks pregnant, and I do think she may be requesting a non-disclosure, but I will clarify on that. And I think those are all of the terms that the parties have agreed to. So I'll call the mother. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Krista Cloud.
And what's the name of the child?
Kaylee Jenkins.
And when Kaylee was born, did Mr. Jenkins sign a document admitting to paternity?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is Kaylee?
She's 3 months.
Okay. Has there been family violence in the last 2 years between you and the father?
July 17, 2024, when I was 8 weeks pregnant.
And what happened?
There was a physical assault in his vehicle. I was choked and I ended up going to the hospital, which I have medical records and a police report.
Okay. And was he arrested and charged with anything?
He was arrested in Lancaster with assault to a pregnant person.
Do you know if he was convicted of anything, or if it's still pending or dropped?
I have no knowledge of it.
Do you have any current safety concerns being around Mr. Jenkins?
No, ma'am.
Are you okay if he has your address or your phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you hear the other terms that I read into the record regarding conservatorship visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in agreement with those terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just to clarify for the visitation, you're okay with, is it your request that the father have every other Friday at 8 p.m. through Sunday at 8 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that includes overnights, and you're in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am. As long as as long as there's a meeting with the woman of the house before visitation start.
Okay. And you're okay with him carrying the health insurance and dental, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I believe I misspoke before. It looks like y'all came to an agreement for child support to be $650 per month, which is $150 a week. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you requesting any retroactive child support?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want the court to know about your case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness. The state calls the father Mr. Jenkins. Sir, will you state your name?
Jaqueline Jenkins.
And Mr. Jenkins, when the child Kaylee was born, did you sign a document admitting paternity of the child?
Yes.
Okay. And was a family violence incident when Miss Cloud was 8 weeks pregnant. Is that right?
Correct.
She said you arrested. Were you charged with anything?
Yes.
And what was that?
Assault on a pregnant person.
Is that still pending? Has it been dropped? What's the status?
Still pending.
Okay. Are there any protective orders or anything saying you cannot be around Miss Cloud or the child?
No.
Okay. And did you hear those other terms I read into the record regarding the conservatorship and visitation?
Yes.
And the visitation, just to clarify, you're in agreement for Ms. Cloud to meet your spouse before beginning visitation?
Yes.
Okay. And y'all had agreed to a child support amount of $650 each month, correct?
Correct.
And you'll have a child in your works insurance?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any safety concerns with your address or your phone number being in the court order?
No.
Is there anything else you want the court to know about the case?
No.
I'll pass the witness.
Right. I've got to change a couple things. If there's been family violence, then I need to make a finding of family violence. The only thing that really changes is the conservatorship. If there's family violence, then y'all cannot be appointed as joint managed conservators. Y'all can still share information voluntarily, but joint managing would mean y'all would have to consult each other as an obligation. Sole managing basically gives mother more decision-making power regarding medical and school decisions. If obviously there's been, I don't think, it doesn't sound like from what I'm hearing that y'all are going to have another issue in the future, but because I'm ordering one, I've got to order the other. We can't have you being required to talk to each other if there's been family violence. So, like I said, I hope that it shouldn't change anything if y'all are okay with it where we are today. It sounds like y'all are a lot better off than you were before, but I cannot order one without the other. So y'all can definitely talk to each other about your child. But I'm ordering the mother to be sole managed conservator. The visitation schedule is fine. I hope that it goes well with the wife or girlfriend or whoever that is, but understand that if it doesn't go well, he still gets to visit. So we want to make sure I want to make sure we understand that distinction. Of course, we hope that it'll go, but just want to make sure this is not denying visitation if
Right.
the meeting doesn't go well. So just understand that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not asking you right now. All right, fathers to provide health and dental insurance. So when you get an insurance card, you need to give it to Ms. Cloud as soon as possible. You basically have about 30 days to enroll the children on your insurance. You can show them a copy of this court order if they tell you that you have to wait for the next period or something and that's far away. You can show them a copy of this court order, and that should allow you to enroll them immediately, or the child, I'm sorry, immediately. Child support $650 by your agreement. Y'all are not requesting a non-disclosure, so y'all have to notify each other in writing anytime either one of you moves. And retroactive support is not requested. Court calls bill to Mr. Jenkins. The Attorney General's office will put that all in a court order for me to sign and make that the official court order. They will try to email you that. You are done with court.
Now, this last case is all about Mr. Specs and his ex, Ms. Thompson. The mother here is requesting full child support and alleging past domestic violence to justify custody restrictions, while the father, who already has 2 of their 4 children, fails to appear in court. Let's see how the judge handles this.
On the docket calls 2108858, confirmation mod filed by the state. Ma'am, please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down. Ma'am, please state your first and last name.
Hannah Wally.
And counsel, please identify yourself for the record.
Robert Leach for the Office of the Attorney General.
Christopher Patterson. Christopher Patterson has failed to appear. He was served on the record on October the 3rd, 2024, and Mr. Patterson has not filed an answer to the state's lawsuit. He stands in default, and counsel for the state, you may proceed with your proposed default.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wally, what was the name and the age of the child in this case?
Germany Marie Patterson, 5 years old.
And Ms. Wally, could you please state your full name? Do you understand that the state is requesting a child support arrears judgment in the amount of $3,402.63 as of April 30th, 2025?
Yes, on his behalf, right?
Yes.
Yes, where?
And are you aware that the state is requesting that he pay that back at $68 per month beginning June 1st, 2025?
Yes.
And
now,
are
you requesting that I order that judgment against Mr. Patterson? And are you requesting that I order $68?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, counsel.
Ms. Molly, do you understand the state is also requesting a medical support judgment in the amount of $2,121.55 as of April 30th, 2025?
Yes.
And are you requesting a judgment in that amount?
Yes.
And you understand that the state is requesting a payback of $61 per month beginning June 1st, 2025?
Yes.
And are you also requesting a payout of $61 per month beginning June 1st, 2025?
Yes.
And ma'am, do you have any safety concerns with your information being included in the order today?
No.
Do you understand that the father will be billed court costs for today's proceedings?
Yes.
And I pass the witness. In your honor, the state is also non-suiting its request for modification.
Default order is granted and court costs assessed to the respondent 60 days from today's date. Thank you, ma'am. You're free to go. Have a great day, and you will receive a copy of this order via your email today.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
From a woman pushing back against her ex's claims of inability to provide.
And we've used minimum wage to calculate support for Mr. Lovelace as he's unemployed. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
Disagree. Like he stated, he was helping pay half of it up until 3 months ago.
To another battling for sole custody after the father skips DNA tests.
And DNA testing was ordered in your case, correct?
Yes,
And you and the children completed your testing, right?
correct.
Do you know if the father did his testing?
No, he did not do it.
These cases expose the harsh realities of family court. Starting with this messy custody and support battle between Ms. Sadler and Mr. Lace, the mother here is accusing her ex of suddenly playing the unemployment card, claiming he's too burned out to keep paying for their son's school. Let's see how the judge handles this.
Do you both swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think there's an agreement on everything except for the proposed child support amount, so I'll read the agreement into the record. The parents agree to be appointed as joint managing conservators, with Ms. Sadler designating the child's primary residence with no geographic restriction. They're in agreement for Mr. Lovelace to have a standard possession schedule. They're in agreement that there's been no family violence. Health insurance for the child is provided by Ms. Sadler. She's a veteran and she has it through CHAMP VA. She does not have a monthly premium, but just pays $60 per visit. She also carries dental insurance for the child through another source and pays $30 per month. However, she's not asking for reimbursement for cash medical support or cash dental support. And there's no request for any retroactive child medical or dental support because the father was paying $600 each month for the child's daycare expenses up until 3 months ago. The state will call the mother. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Jasmine Sadler.
And what's the child's name?
Kyrie Lovelace.
And how old is Kyrie?
He is 2.
And when he was born, did Mr. James Lovelace sign a document admitting his paternity?
Yes.
And did you hear those terms that I read out in the record just now?
Yes.
Do you agree with all those terms?
Yes.
Okay. And we've used minimum wage to calculate support for Mr. Lovelace as he's unemployed, which would come to child support of $230 each month beginning June 1st. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
Disagree.
Okay. And can you explain why you disagree?
Yes. Kyrie goes to a Montessori academy, which he's always went to since we decided to put him in school. The tuition for that is $1,095 a month. Like he stated, he was helping pay half of it up until 3 months ago, which now it's all falling on me. And so that's the reason why I don't agree with the monthly child support amount.
And what amount are you requesting child support to be set at?
Well, at least half of his daycare tuition, which is about $500 a month.
Okay. And up until about 3 months ago, Mr. Lovelace was paying half of it. Is that right?
That's correct.
And do you know why that stopped in the last 3 months?
Suppose he hasn't been working, and I know he also moved out of state, so that's the only reasons I would have.
Do you know what kind of work he does usually?
He's a barber and he does life insurance.
Okay. And do you know what kind of income he was earning when he was doing that kind of work?
I do not know.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the court to know about your case?
Yes, in regards to the custody. I know that it was mentioned the first, third, and fifth weekend of the month, but I know she said that's kind of a suggestion, like if he can't make it, then he just can't make it. I guess I had a question about like summers and holidays. I mean, summers, is there a standard order for summers or is it just the weekends?
It will include specific times for all of the holidays.
Okay.
I'll pass the witness. The state calls the father. Sir, will you state your name?
James Lovelace.
And Mr. Lovelace, did you hear those terms I read out at the beginning of this hearing?
Yes.
Are you in agreement with those specific terms?
Yes.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
No.
When's the last time you worked?
At the end of February.
And how come you haven't been working since then?
I was looking for a job.
And where do you live?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay. And were you previously working as a barber?
Yes.
And how come you can't be doing that now?
I got burned out, losing clients, not really making money.
And how are you affording to pay your bills if you're not earning an income right now?
I live with someone.
Okay. We calculated child support at $230 each month. Do you agree to that amount?
Yes. Until I get a job, you can increase it.
And you were previously paying about $500, $600 a month for the son's school. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And how come you stopped doing that for the last 3 months?
I have no job.
Okay. When you were working as a barber, were you self-employed?
Yes.
Okay. And how much were you earning when you did that?
It's been up and down between $300, $400 a week.
Okay.
Half bread will always be better than one. Quitting on the job completely doesn't make sense, especially when he's got bills and a child to support.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. So how much have you been paying in bills the last 3 months, Mr. Lovelace?
And bills? I have no bills.
Okay. You don't have you have a place where you live?
Yeah, I live with someone.
You live with a girlfriend or you live with somebody else?
My sister.
Okay. She's not asking you to pay any bills?
No.
Okay. All right. The parts y'all agreed to, those are all fine. I'm not going to ever order that someone pay for private school tuition. That's not what we do. But it needs to be based on income. I don't understand why you left. I mean, I understand you may want to change professions maybe, but you have to pay support and you have to find a job and can't just do it at minimum wage just because you left your job that you did have and had nothing else to replace it. And also, we're not going to be in court here every couple months. It's going to be our final hearing here unless something changes in the future that's significant. So I want to make it fair, or setting it at $230 is not fair if you're able to be a barber. I understand you may want to change professions, but you have bills to pay. At least you got to pay child support. So I'm going to find that you're underemployed, and I'm setting child support at $400 a month instead, somewhere kind of in the middle there. If you can help to pay more, that would be better, but I don't think $230 is reasonable, and I don't think $500 is reasonable, but I think you have the ability to pay $400 a month beginning June 1st. So you got about a month here to find a job to start making these payments of support. Make sure all payments are paid through the child support office in Texas so they can keep track of any payments you may have. The Attorney General's office is going to put that in writing in a court order for me to sign and email you all a copy of the order. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let's watch this child support dispute between Ms. Hefton and her ex. The father here is fighting for reduced child support with claims of fluctuating income. Let's see how the judge handles this.
Milan Heflin.
And counsel.
Polk on behalf of the Attorney General.
And the court takes judicial notice of a non-agreed CSRP filed by the state on April the 25th, 2025, where they conducted a negotiation conference on April the 16th, 2025, where both parties participated via phone. Court acknowledges that in your proposed order, neither party signed the proposed order, excuse me. And court also notes that it's private dental insurance and private health insurance. Okay. Counsel, this is a hearing, and how much time are you requesting?
Yes, Judge, this is a hearing. I'm requesting 15 minutes. It's partially agreed. So
you may proceed.
May I read the partial agreement to the court?
Yes.
All right, so parties agree that Kevin Sampson is the father of Cameron Sanai Sampson. Parties agree to be named joint managing conservators of the child with a geographic restriction for the mother to remain in Dallas or any contiguous counties. Parties agree to standard visitation, and parties agree to have Mr. Sampson be ordered to maintain private health insurance on the child with private health and dental insurance that cost him in total $200 per month. And that is the extent of the parties' agreement. So I will call Mr. Sampson first. Mr. Sampson, did you hear the partially agreed to portions of the order that I read into the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree to each and every term that I read into the record?
Yes, ma'am. Understanding that the $200 was divided between me and Cameron.
So, sir, only what she read into the record, nothing else. She's asking you, do you agree to that? She didn't read any monetary amount into the record.
Yes, ma'am.
And you agree that you're the father of this child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else on the partial agreement, Ms. Polk?
No, Your Honor. I'm ready to ask Mr. Sampson about the contested issue, which is current child support.
So this is a partial agreement, so you prove up your partial agreement first before you move to the contested issues. Ms. Heflin,
Okay.
At the time this child was born or conceived, were you married to anyone?
No.
Could anyone other than Mr. Kevin Sampson be the father?
No.
Only what counsel read into the record, is this your agreement?
Yes.
Is that in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Court accepts the partial agreement. Ms. Heflin, are you requesting child support or not?
Yes.
Okay. Are you requesting retro support?
Yes.
All right. Now, Ms. Polk, take it from there with her on child support and retro.
All right. Based off of the confidential wages, Ms. Heflin, that we were able to find on Mr. Sampson's income, the state proposes that Mr. Sampson should be ordered to pay $828 a month, beginning on the first day of June for child support currently. Are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes.
Moving on to retroactive child support, the state proposes that for the months of March 2025, April 2025, and May 2025, Mr. Sampson should be ordered to pay retroactive child support of $2,484.00, beginning the first day of June 2025. Oh, sorry, as a judgment, and pay that off at $75 each month, beginning the first day of June 2025. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you also agree that Mr. Sampson should not be ordered to pay any retroactive medical support or retroactive dental support?
No.
Is that?
I'm in agreement, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Pass this witness and call Mr. Sampson. Mr. Sampson, based on wages from the first quarter of 2025, we use to calculate the current child support. We propose that you pay $828 per month beginning the first day of June. Are you in agreement with this amount?
No, ma'am.
And can you tell the court why you disagree with this amount?
I work construction. My hours and work fluctuates. I propose $750 a month.
Okay. Moving on to retroactive child support. Based off of the proposal of $828, that's how I calculated the retro. I got for the 3 months, March 2025, April 2025, and May 2025, the total retroactive child support judgment is $2,484. Do you agree with this amount?
Yes.
Okay. And to pay that off at $75 each month beginning the first day of June, are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes.
And you also agree that you do not owe any retroactive medical or dental support?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass this witness and ask that court costs be assessed to the non-custodial parent 60 days from today's date.
Child support is based on all your earnings, and they have a confidential source, which would include any overtime, as many jobs as you have. Do you have any other minor children under the age of 18 or still in high school other than this child, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you have any union dues?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, that's all that I can consider. And so based on Texas law, child support will be $828 beginning June 1st. There'll be a retroactive child support judgment amount of $2,484. However, I will make the payout $40 a month beginning June 1st, 2025. And court costs assessed to the gentleman 60 days from today's date. You both will receive a copy of this order for your records. You both are free to go and have a good day.
Now, let's watch this messed up child support dispute between Ms. Bonia and her ex. The woman here is fighting for sole custody after the father ghosted 3 court-ordered DNA tests.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
La verdad, yes.
Still pulling up service. We have service on.
Yes, Your Honor, and DNA testing was ordered on January 7th, 2025.
Y SN5, una orden por incumplimiento.
The state calls the mother. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Señora, por nombre.
Yeah.
Rosby Bonilla.
What are the children's names?
Niños.
And DNA testing was ordered in your case, correct?
En el caso de usted ordenaron una prueba de ADN, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
And you and the children completed your testing, right?
Daron sus pruebas, ¿verdad?
Es correcto.
That's correct.
Do you know if the father did his testing?
Pruebas.
No, no lo hizo.
No, he did not do it.
Okay. And, Your Honor, may I share my screen with a confirmation of non-collection?
Pantalla su señoría con pruebas.
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Bonilla, can you see this document?
Momento.
Is it just too small or you don't see it at all?
Para nada.
Ya lo veo.
Now I see it.
Okay. And Mr. Lobo's name is on this document, correct?
¿Correcto?
Sí, es correcto.
Yes, that's correct.
And it shows that he was scheduled for 3 DNA testing appointments, but was not present on those dates.
Y aquí muestra clientes para ADN y fechas.
Es correcto.
That's correct.
Your Honor, I'd like to offer this confirmation of non-collection into evidence as State's Exhibit A.
Quiero presentar su señoría este elemento de no recolectación de pruebas como el elemento número A del Estado.
State exhibit is admitted.
El elemento A del Estado se acepta.
And Ms. Bonilla, is Mr. Cesar Lobo the biological father of the child?
César Lobo, el Kiss y de César.
Sí, lo es.
And are you in agreement today to establish that he is the biological father?
¿Y usted está de acuerdo hoy en establecer de que él sí es el padre biológico?
Sí, claro.
Yes, of course.
Is there anyone else that could possibly be the children's father?
¿Hay alguien más que niños? No.
And have you been married in the past?
¿Usted ha estado casada?
No.
No.
And are you currently married?
Sí.
Yes.
And when did you get married to your current spouse?
Con su esposo.
El 22.
In 2022.
And that was after your 2 children on this case were born, correct?
De caso haya nacido, ¿correcto?
Es correcto.
That's correct.
Okay. Has there been any family violence in the last 2 years between you and Mr. Lobo?
¿Entre usted y el señor llevaron 2 años?
No.
No.
Do you have any safety concerns if your address or your phone number is printed in the court order?
Si imprimen su dirección o su the interpreter address or phone number, is that correct?
Yes.
El teléfono final, ¿verdad?
Do you think that you and Mr. Lobo can co-parent and make decisions for your children together?
Sé de que usted y el señor Lobo pueden ambos criar a los niños bien y tomar decisiones para los niños. Yes.
Are you in agreement to be appointed as a joint managing conservator with the father so you can make decisions together?
¿Está la opción que la pueda tener solo yo?
Is there an option for me to get it alone?
So you want to be the sole managing conservator to make the decisions for the children on your own?
Única, solo usted las decisiones. Yes.
And have been involved in making decisions for the children?
El señor Lobo, los niños.
No.
No.
Okay. And do you think it's in the best interest of the children if you are the sole managing conservator?
Única, los niños. Sorry.
Do you think it's in the best interest of the children for you to make the decisions on your own?
Sus hijos, decisiones para ellos?
Sí, claro.
Yes, of course.
Are you okay with Mr. Lobo having a standard possession schedule with the children?
Bien, horario de visitaciones.
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
What kind of health insurance coverage do the children have?
Niños.
Would you be in agreement to enroll the children in Medicaid or CHIP insurance through the government?
Médico del gobierno. They don't have insurance.
Would you be in agreement to apply for Medicaid for them?
¿Usted estaría de acuerdo en aplicar para que les den a ellos el Medicaid? Con papeles porque that would have to be with papers and they don't have papers.
And so when you take them to the doctor now, do you just do self-pay?
Entonces ahorita,
Sí, es correcto.
yes, that's correct.
And do you know if Mr. Lobo is employed?
Yes, at the moment he has his own company.
And what kind of work does he do?
¿Sí?
Ah,
Drywall and paint.
And what's his business name? And how do you know about his business?
No negocio.
y su ex
Because he would publish it on his social media, and his ex-boss, she sent that to me as well.
And we used the Bureau of Labor Statistics to estimate his income at $64,700 a year. Do you believe it's possible for him to earn that much each year?
Estadística de labor, ingreso de 600 al año, posible que el año.
Sí.
Yes.
Do you know if he has any other children?
Otros hijos? No, just mine.
And so calculated medical support at $250 and then child support for the 2 children at $1,060. Are you in agreement with those amounts?
Hemos calculado una manutención médica de 60 meses.
Sí.
Yes.
And are you requesting retroactive child support?
¿Usted pide manutención retroactiva?
Sí.
Yes.
And in the last 4 years, did you and Mr. Lobo ever live together?
4 años. ¿Vivieron juntos?
No.
No.
And in the last 4 years, he's given you about $1,000 to help support the children, correct?
The interpreter, did you say 4 years?
In the last 4 years, yes.
4 años, $1,000 a los niños. Yes.
And so giving him credit for the $1,000, we've calculated 48 months of retroactive child support at $48,240. Are you making, or is that the amount you're requesting for back child support?
Dólares retroactiva $48,000 su cantidad activa.
Sí.
Yes.
And are you requesting that he pay that balance off at $291 each month beginning June 1st?
Pidiendo de remunerarle a usted $591 de junio.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, and we're requesting court costs be billed to Mr. Lobo.
Paso al testigo. Los costos judiciales se le facturen al
Court approves the default with an order of sole managing conservatorship.
cumplimiento.
And the Attorney General's office will put that in writing. And not sure if they're probably not going to do wage withholding if he's self-employed.
Poner esta orden está empleado por su propia cuenta en cheque.
They will try their best to send him a copy of the court order.
Darle a él. Hemos terminado.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
That was our last Spanish case, and then I was told that Ms. Franco, you're needed in, I think it's Judge Washington Hill's court.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
These cases only get messier, and you shouldn't miss this one with Mr. Hardin's father fighting to see his kids while the mother demands total control.